Hey folks, Wade here. I'm getting a lot of questions about what exactly is in the DIY shoemaking parts kit and how are those used in a shoe. So let's go take a look. So basically, right here, you see this is our tools and supplies section here at Shoemakers Academy, and let's go take a look at the parts kit here. So the parts kit, it's going to come in a box that looks just like this. And what you're going to see inside, there's eight different components inside, and let's go through those piece by piece, and I will show you exactly what they're for. Okay. So first, let's get rid of this box here, and we'll just skip right to the pieces. Okay. So first thing we have here, this is a Strobel board, and this is for doing construction for athletic shoes, like this kind of a running shoe. This is what the Strobel board looks like, and it's got directional arrows to show you what direction to cut it in, and it's got non-woven on the back for good bonding. Okay, so that's a Strobel board. This is a lasting board, and if you're going to make a hiking shoe or a classic jogger, right, that this kind of where the upper just wraps around, right, this is a board last again for hiking boots and stuff. Now, if you can actually combine these two, if you want to make a shoe that's sort of stiff in the back and soft in the front, then you basically will sort of overlap these two. And also, what happens sometimes is you want a board last in the back to make the back of the shoe a little stronger. Or maybe you have a board lasted shoe, but you want to have the upper materials a little soft in the front, so you want to use a Strobel. So you get to decide that. So anyway, next thing we have here is a piece of Super Tough. And what Super Tough is for any kind of a shoe. Here, I'll show you like this on this hiking boot right here. See the eyelet positions are actually just punched holes. And to stop the shoelace from ripping out these punched holes or even backing up a piece of hardware, you're going to see a piece of Super Tough, right? And that's what this is right here. The Super Tough here is self-adhesive, so basically you can cut it to shape and you can peel off the backing and you can just stick it on. And the whole point of Super Tough is that it's really very strong, but it's still easy to cut. Okay. Next, you're going to see two pieces of plastic. One is relatively flexible and one is relatively stiff. And what these are for toe counters and heel counters. So if you have a shoe, say you're making a DIY of a basketball shoe or something like that, where the toe box needs to have a little bit of spring, but the heel wants to be a little firm. So that's where you're going to use these two materials. The softer one goes into the toe, right? And then when you look at this, you'll see that it's a heat moldable plastic, and it's got a little plastic fabric scrim reinforcement, so it doesn't stretch. But then when you feel it, it's got a little fusible coating. So if you basically heat it up, it will stick to your project. So that way you don't. Of course, you can glue it on, but basically it gets hot with a hot gun, and a heat gun is actually how you will form it. Right? I mean, a material like this, you don't have to heat it up to form it, but it actually takes the shape really nicely if you heat it up. Again, so here's the thin material. I think it's a what is it, 0.5 millimeter for the front, and then 1.5 millimeter for the heel counter. Okay. Next we have two different colors of lining fabric. So basically, you can use this for your collar lining inside of the shoe. You can use it for your vamp lining, and again, really conveniently, this comes with, and actually, this is great. This is a great tongue material. It basically has the knit mesh, and then it's got 4 millimeters of foam backing, and then also self-adhesive. So basically, you can use this for the entire lining of the shoe. It's great for tongue backs and stuff like that. Actually, if you layer this up, you can make kind of a thin tongue with it. But basically, it has enough foam backing on it, just like you see inside this Jordan here, so that you have a nice smooth pocket for your feet to fit into. Again, so black and white option there, and this is a 11 by 17. And then the last thing we have is some collar foam. And depending on what kind of a shoe you're working on, so here's sort of your classic jogger. and you can see this is exactly what that foam is, right? And basically just cut to shape. And again, this foam has a self-adhesive backing on it, so you can cut it to shape and stick it to your project. So again, these are basically all of the hidden stuff inside of a shoe. Um, and these are the reason we offer these together as a kit like this is because these are the ones that are kind of hard to find, right? Now we don't do upper materials because they're sort of, that's your choice. You can go pick out any material you want from anywhere, but basically these are the ones that we found people really had a hard time finding, so we put them all together. And here you are. This is the DIY shoemaking parts kit. It's $39.99 in stock, ships today. That's it.